This is Defenders Live.
So new details in the massive $3.5 trillion spending package is being pushed by the Biden administration officials and Democrat lawmakers to show that it includes in the bill a large sum of money for climate-conscious initiatives, such as tree equity.
Tree equity?
Tree equity. And no, I don't mean three. I mean tree.
As in foliage?
Yes.
As in the flora?
Yes, not the fauna.
Gotcha.
And quote, high-performance green buildings.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the final draft of the Build Back Better Act. It's also what Biden says when he wakes up.
Wake the hell up.
Was released on Saturday by the Democrats in the House Budget Committee, and it's already facing heavy scrutiny from many Americans, mainly because they've been talking to us about this bill, but they haven't released any of the information until now.
Well, and they're not going to be able to do a lot of it. And I'm trying to find the exact number. I want to say the bill is like 2,300 pages long.
Oh, it's super huge.
Like I'd seen a video somewhere was what some politician was arguing against it, and he held it out, and it was
in his hand, his stack.
I mean, it was like that. For
yeah,
real.
if you can't read it within a day, there's no reason for you to go through any of it. Nope, can't read it.
Sorry,
not
today.
We can't read it, so you can't pass it. The final draft of that bill, blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, critics have pounced on several provisions of the bill, including one that earmarks $79 billion over the next decade for the IRS. That's what we talked about earlier.
Yep.
The other day. To ramp up its tax enforcement efforts. And also, awards million towards race and gender bias training.
What? I'm sorry?
Well, $79 billion over the next decade for the IRS, so the agency can ramp up its tax enforcement efforts. And that awards millions towards race and gender bias training.
So we're going to beef up the IRS to be able to squeeze and take more and more of your money.
Yes, we're also going to arm them with weapons.
I've been saying forever that
with
we
guns
should give the IRS
and
guns.
bullets.
Yeah, I've been saying that for years.
Right.
The IRS
needs
would be
guns.
more effective if it had guns.
Right, because they have to take your money at gunpoint most of the time.
Yep.
According to the bill's text, $3 billion will be earmarked for the Department of Agriculture to provide grants, quote, for tree planting and related activities to increase the community tree canopy and associated societal and climate co-benefits, with a priority for projects that increase tree equity.
Tree
equity.
The whole idea of equity in today's day and age is already irritating enough.
Right.
Now we have to extend equity to tree.
So, we do the whole equality equity thing, right?
Yeah.
So here's some things for equity.
Okay.
The formal meaning, fairness or justice in the way that people are treated.
Well, but this is for trees. Yeah. So how do you extend something in a justice way towards people when it's actually they're talking about trees?
This is how they do this. An alternative is justice according to natural law.
Okay.
Or rights.
So are they trying to imply then that if a tree falls in the woods and it lands on another tree and knocks that tree down, did that first tree commit murder?
Yes.
So do the other trees hold court?
No, because they don't have a body of peers.
That and they can't pick him back up again. Lift with your legs, damn you! Lift with your legs!
I only have roots here. They're laid down thick.
Tree equity. Well, thank God for that, because I can't tell you how many nights I've stayed up late. Sleepless nights. Worrying about tree equity, because the trees are not treated fairly.
They're the Lorax, and they speak for the trees.
Just like that, he grabbed himself by the seat of his pants, and away he went. Those poor bastards are always constantly carving their initials into our bark. Enough is enough.
You made pass-throughs in our redwoods.
Oh, don't you know how to go around? You have steering wheels. You considerate bastard.
I mean,
it's just so retarded.
Anyway,
I mean, but can you be surprised? Again, I'm not 100% on the size of the bill, but I distinctly recall hearing 2,300 pages. I think in 2,300 pages, unless the font is gigantic, it better have stupidness in there like that. Like, I mean, yeah, it's expected. You have to. 2,300 pages. If it's not covering everything,
Right.
we have to give equity to butterflies. Call the monarch. This is retarded.
Yeah.
This is absolutely insane. What are you doing?
I wanted to find out and see how many pages were in this.
Now all I hear is the monarch in my head. That's all I hear now.
I mean, you did it to yourself, so it's anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Girlfriend.
Awesome.
I love that show. You know, even from the Venture Brothers.
Yes, the Venture Bros.
I
yes.
am the monarch.
I hate that guy.
He's so stupid.
Now listen, Buttercup, I love you very much, but you gotta be learning how to control your anger.
It was so funny. Anyway,
I'm sorry, I just can't.
such a good show.
Oh, yeah. Under the bill's guidance, the agricultural secretary shall give priority to awarding grants to, quote, underserved populations or communities in which 30% or more of the population lives below the poverty line. The agricultural
Agricultural secretary.
Yeah, the ag sec.
Because that's their
Yeah.
job.
Agriculture.
Huh. Hey,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. Now, what are you looking up?
Still
Oh,
looking
trying to find the page count.
Yeah.
I tried to, and I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it anywhere.
It's crazy how it just doesn't have this many pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. What is tree equity?
Huh?
Right there.
What is tree equity? Yeah.
Let's find out together, shall
Let's
we?
find out. Yeah. In its coverage of the provisions, the New York Post cited American Forests, a conservative nonprofit organization.
Conservation.
A conservation
Big difference.
Yeah, not conservative. A conservation nonprofit organization that explains tree equity in the notion that trees should, quote, be enough. There should be enough trees in specific neighborhoods or municipalities for everyone to experience the health, economic, and climate benefits that trees provide.
So they're literally going to regulate the amount of trees in an area.
Yes.
Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. This is fantastic. Tree equity actually means white elms and white ash acknowledge their tree privilege and apologize to black oaks. That's fantastic.
Well done.
I love it.
Well done, sir. That is good stuff, sir.
That's great.
Amazing.
So that's all it is they're going to now regulate
the amount
and
of
mandate
trees.
that there has to be a certain number of trees within a certain square footage.
Can I ask you a question? Just a small question.
Sure.
This is a teeny tiny bit of
Sure,
question here.
go ahead. Yes.
In areas like, I don't know, the projects.
Okay.
In different cities, they have the projects.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? How are they going to plant any damn trees there? It's all concrete.
Well, there are some. They have some.
Yeah, but they're talking about tree equity. That means in
I
those
know.
low economic areas, those 30% or less, they have to plant more trees there.
Yeah, no.
How?
I want to.
There's no space.
No, I know.
They didn't make any space for trees.
Well, they will, though. They're going to make the space.
Yeah, by getting rid of half the people.
Well, it didn't say how they were going to do it. It just said they were going to do it.
Yeah, they're going to demolish all the old buildings and plant trees
Because, well,
back again. Right.
and again, you have to understand these people that are coming up with this crap are the people who live in these metropolitan areas,
Yeah.
these high density, high populated areas. This stuff to us and for us makes no sense. How many trees do you have right out here to my left outside this door?
I've got a
Inside
bunch.
your fence.
Well, I don't have a
And you know, well, they share the fence.
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
else has a fence.
yeah,
You,
I just kind of glowed off there, you know.
yeah,
Glom
exactly.
On there, yeah.
There's what in
There's
a
1, 2,
500
3,
foot square.
There's about 7 trees that are mine.
just in the backyard.
Yeah, and they're
there's
all the old.
Yeah, but
super old trees.
Yeah, but still, there's and yours is being a white guy in a predominantly black neighborhood.
Yeah.
You are also the only one with trees, right? Because of the
No,
racism.
actually, I've got the smallest lot. So in this area, I literally have the least amount of trees.
Really.
Yeah.
So other places actually there's so you're saying there's plenty of trees in this area.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing that's blowing my mind here. Is how is it that they're gonna sit here and mandate and regulate the amount of trees? This is the world we've come to, guys. This is the country we've elected. Are you happy now?
Does it make you feel better now?
How do you feel now? Does that make you feel good?
Tree equity.
That's where we're at. We've come to tree equity.
Yeah, in the face of that stuff, though, there's also this.
That's true. J.P. Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon revealed Tuesday the multinational investment bank is preparing for the potentially catastrophic event that the United States defaults on its debt. The eyebrow-raising comments were made as as Democrats seek to pass a $3.5 trillion spending bill, which they claim costs $0.
$0.
Quote unquote.
That's stupid.
Unfortunately, the Congressional Budget Office has yet scored the bill, but some analysis indicate the bill, if it becomes law, could be more than $4 trillion to the national debt.
Whoa.
So they're trying to pass a 3.5 spending bill, $1 trillion spending bill.
Yes.
But in the end will actually cost an extra $5 trillion. And guess how much of that, ladies and gentlemen, goes to you? Because let's be honest,
$0.
due to all the mandates and everything, there's a lot of people still struggling with this. They've milked this COVID thing to the nth degree. People are still in tight spots. Let's be completely honest. The holidays are right around, the cold weather's right around the corner. It's getting ready to kind of blossom its head about again, and it's going to become a bigger issue than what it's ever been.
Yes, very, very big.
It's going to be reminiscent of last year.
Genghis Khan.
And to a point, I would recommend people do this as a slight pause. Speaking of the insanity of last year, did you know that Costco was already limiting people on the amount of toilet paper that they can buy?
No, I didn't know that off the top.
Yeah, I saw this article like last week or the week before. Jesus, 2,466 pages. Yeah. That's how big the bill is. I was close, 2,300.
Yeah.
2,466 is how many. Anyway,
sorry.
In flipping through articles last week or the week before, there was this little thing buried a little way down in there. Costco currently is already starting to regulate how much toilet paper a person can buy at a time, in anticipation for a possible shortage coming into next year. Now, why? How come nobody's talking about this? If you've already got my humble opinion, if you've got a major box store like Costco, who is already starting to kind of put a dub on it and kind of say, oh, slow down, Tiger, and they're putting the restrictions on it now in advance of what something's coming.
Yeah.
There's a possibility. Just the fact that they're freaking out means that there's a possibility something's coming. I've already told the girlfriend from this moment on, every single time we go to the store, I don't give a damn what we're going for. You better come back with toilet paper.
Right.
Because I'm not going to end up in this weird situation again like we did last year. Now, granted, we were kind of okay with it, but it's that whole, they had to jump from like 12 different stores and blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that.
To find it, yeah.
And I would highly recommend, it's not going to hurt. You don't have to buy millions of dollars worth of it, but I would highly recommend you might want to stock up a teensy-weensy bit because nobody else has talked about this. Nobody else has mentioned this. I haven't heard this anywhere. That there are already stores starting to get prepped for possible shortages. Keep that in the back of your noggin. Just saying.
Toilet papers.
Diamond told Reuters that JP Morgan Chase is preparing for how to conduct business if the U.S. defaults on its credit as a possibility that would cripple the U.S. economy. This is like the third time we've had to do this. It is a potentially catastrophic event, he said. You know why this is the third time we've had to do this? And actually, it's been more than that. Do you know why? Because we can't pass an actual budget.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
We haven't passed a budget in
20 years now?
At least.
It's at least 20 years, right?
Yeah. At least.
Yeah.
Not that they ever stuck to it any damn way, but
no.
We're
not, an actual budget.
We're not. There's no budget ever planned, and they damn sure aren't sticking to it, even if they did. And they're going, oh well, it might default on their payment. Do you know what they're tying that into? Is the shutting down.
Yeah.
The government shutdown. They're trying to tie that in, like as if one has to do with the other.
Well, one does have to do with the other. We don't have a budget, which means
the shutting down of the government. Would cause the U.S. to default, and that's not true.
No, that wouldn't. No,
that's not true.
No, that doesn't happen at all. See, when the U.S. government decides to shut down, here's what happens: anybody that's considered non-essential gets a vacation until the budget gets passed.
Yep, and everybody else.
Everybody else gets paid. Everything else happens. Everybody still gets their checks. Unless you're Barack Obama, nothing closes. He decided to close national parks like a dope.
Yeah.
Literally forced the national parks to close and tried to force like veterans out of the memorial. And like, all right, guy.
Yep.
All right, we get it. You're kind of being a bitch. I get it.
Just a tad.
A little bit.
Just a tad.
Step off. Anyway, so if you're not Barack Obama, nothing happened. Absolutely nothing. Nothing changes. Everybody still gets paid on time. Everybody that gets Social Security still gets done. All the stuff, nothing changes.
The only thing a government shutdown does is it removes, like you said, the non-essential stuff. That means you remove the excess. The fat is cut at that point.
Which means that you could pass a budget after that point and just have those people permanently laid off.
Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic? But that makes too much sense, doesn't it? Too much sense. B from the SEV, the biggest scam in the U.S. government, tricking the gullible citizens to trust them for everything. Yeah. House of Cards.
That's right.
Tech Roo over on Twitter. Also, I'm only just stopped carrying a pistol while shopping. The toilet paper muggings are going to return. I think I'll carry the 45 this time. See, you're nice for saying that you quit carrying. I've never stopped carrying. I'm always there's always something somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't tell you what and I don't tell you where, but I promise you,
It's
Dylan doesn't go into any store anywhere without some means of defense, and I'm going to leave it there.
It's something, and it's somewhere.
Oblivion flickering. Finally, a president tackles the country's most vital problem. Trequity.
Very nice. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. Tree equity.
Dang it, Chris, over on Twitter. I can hear at Doc Thompson Show now. Having solved all the world's problems, Democrats now seek to promote tree equity. This is a red letter day. The world is suddenly perfect. Angels are singing, etc. Blah, da da blah, da da blah, blah, blah,
blah, blah, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah.
And finally.